up this morning from a reoccurring dream.
Hello, people. I'm Jaby KOAY, joined by SYNTELL KOAY.
It's your boy.
We're looking at RRR's music video, JANANI video song. This is in Telugu, for those of you that are very, very particular about the language, and it's starring NTR, Charan, Ajay Devgn, and Alia, directed by Rajamouli. I don't typically watch music videos with SYNTELL, but in lieu of Achara's unavailability, because she's too good for us, we've got SYNTELL with the intel here. I don't think we've ever done a music video reaction together.
Hey man, we're gonna hop into this bad boy hand in hand. Let's go.
Hand in hand.
Skip off the ledge into this music, baby. Let's roll.
So, but RRR, just so you have some context, RRR is like one of the biggest movies that's going to be coming out of India whenever it finally comes out. It's a huge movie. Like, very, very excited for it. The action, everything looks stellar. We haven't even seen a proper trailer yet. Like, all we've seen is like behind the scenes trailers.
Right.
And all of it looks epic. Epic AF. Anyway, this is from Lahari Music T-Series. Thank you, T-Series, for allowing us to react to this. Very, very much appreciate it, y'all. If you haven't already subscribed to T-Series. This particular channel has 12.7 million subscribers, not 100 million like the primary channel. You can subscribe to this one as well to get the Lahari Music edition of T-Series. All right, here we go. JANANI.
Okay. Sounds good in my headphones so far.
సరోజిని నేనంటే నా పోరాటం అందులో నువ్వు సగం Oh my goodness.
You know, the way that this has been advertised is just like this epic action film.
Right.
And this is the first, I mean, the other music video I saw did have an emotional weight to it, but this is definitely taking the cake.
Yeah, they're going for the heartstrings on this one,
Yeah.
especially with the imagery.
Yeah.
I think, well, for me, because I obviously don't speak the language and there's no subtitles, so there's nothing telling me what I'm supposed to be feeling. All I can go off of is just the visuals and the music. It definitely puts you in a place. It's filled with a lot of intensity. I'm really squeamish when it comes to kids, and so when they're showing the kids like being, you know, they're running and then one's being tossed and somebody catches the kid in the same motion, like that stuff, like gets to me in a good way in the sense of this content. So I like the fact that I didn't have any context outside of just the music and what I was able to see.
It was definitely emotional. I like what they're doing here because up until this point, I just was thinking it's just going to be an epic action war film. But, you know, of course, with that comes the collateral of, you know, women and children is the easiest way to put it, you know.
Yeah.
And so I don't know what the dialogue was between Ajay Devgn and the lady that was with him on screen. What this is saying to me so far is that we're dealing with people from all walks of life, from a lot of different areas. Kind of like in, I know you didn't watch this, but in Utta Punjab, which is a very different film from this, you had a lot of different people that the film was following in order to tell the story. And here you're doing the same thing. It's a very intense story following different people who are all part of the same conflict. We don't even see any overlap of them connecting to each other, talking to each other. We just know that they're all tied to the same conflict, at least so far. I guess I'm looking forward to the fact that not only is this an epic film, you know, in terms of proportions, like the set pieces, the action you're going to see and whatnot, and it's got beautiful music, but it's going to have emotional weight to it, which is, I think, really important. And for something like this, there's the temptation to just go full-blown insanity. You know, when directors get their hands on money, you know, some of them, they just start going balls to the wall insane, and it's like, but there's no emotional weight to it. And it's kind of like Transformers, you know, there's no emotional value there. But here, like it's apparent from this at least that there's something deeper going on, where you're dealing with consequences and loss, and that has meaning and impact in the story. Yeah,
it's definitely a period piece, right? Because I looked at the coin, and the coin said like 1905 on it. Yeah. The lady was holding, her hand was on the ground, or whoever it was that was holding it.
Yeah.
So we see soldiers, we see looks like grieving mothers, some villages being raided. So it's from everything that's been given to me, this is a very serious movie. It's a very serious period piece that's probably dealing with some drastic changes to whatever group of people that this is affecting.
This is from Wikipedia. It's a fictional story about two Indian revolutionaries, Alluri Sitarama Raju, and then it says in parentheticals Charan, and Komaram Bhim, and then in parentheticals it says Rama Rao, who fought against the British Raj and Nizam of Hyderabad, respectively. Forgive me, because sometimes, this is for the audience, I'll see, trailers and dig up information, and then I'll forget that information because I'm watching so many other things between, the first and the second teaser, or the first and the second music video. So if I've already gone over this, I apologize. My suspicion in watching this, the previous instance of watching anything about this was there's some kind of British oppression going on, because that's generally speaking, who the Indians are at conflict with in these dramatic Indian narratives, in these dramatic Indian stories, unless you go way further back. In this instance, you're dealing with the English who, they did some pretty terrible things, just to put it lightly. That's where the conflict is in this particular story, and I can only imagine the awful things we might encounter over the course of this story. You saw Sardar Singh. Sardar Udham.
Yeah, I was not expecting that. I learned a lot too. That was the other thing.
Yeah.
I like big set pieces. I love big period pieces. Yeah. Knowing that this is historical fiction too is very key as well. I feel a lot better a lot of times with historical fiction because you can still learn bits and pieces because it's set in a very real time space and during real conflicts. But you can kind of relax your brain regarding the things that you're expecting from specific characters. Like if there's a story about, Thomas Jefferson, one of our presidents, I know a little bit about this person, so I'm gonna expect certain things. But when you're dealing with historical fiction, you can respect the setting and then just really enjoy the characters that are given to you.
Well, from what I'm reading here, the two people mentioned are real historical figures. I think that he's just it's just acknowledging that he's taking artistic licensing with it. It says here, it says here, Komaram Bhim, alternatively Kumram Bhim, was a freedom fighter leader in British India from the Gond community, Gondwana kingdom, who is in association with other Gond leaders and communist revolutionaries, led a protracted low-intensity rebellion against the feudal Nizamate of Hyderabad and the British Raj in the eastern part of the princely state during the 1930s, which contributed to the culmination of the Telangana Rebellion of 1946.
I just think it's smart for content creators to put out that, listen, we're going to take liberties telling the story. I'm really skeptical about any project that's like, this is this man and this is his story, and they just leave it at that. Because then you're like, You better be accurate.
If you're
going to take that approach.
The other revolutionary mentioned here died really young. Alluri Sitrama Raju was born July 4th, 1897 or 1898, and he died May 7th, 1924. So he died at like the age of 26. It was an Indian revolutionary involved in the Indian independence movement after the passing of the 1882 Madras Forest Act. Its restrictions on the free movement of tribal people in the forest prevented them from engaging in their traditional Podum agricultural system, which involved shifting cultivation. Alluri led the Rampa Rebellion of 1922, during which a band of tribal people and other sympathizers fought in the border areas of the East Godavari and Visakhapatnam regions of Madras Presidency in present-day Andhra Pradesh against the British Raj, which had passed the law. He was referred to as Manyam Virudu, translation hero of the jungle, by the local villagers. Between Sadar Udam and like things you've watched so far and this now, there was a lot going on all at the same time. There was a lot of concurrent conflicts happening at the same time with the Brits. So, and this just being another one of them. Yeah, anyway, cool. Good to learn more about this, and very excited for January 7th. So, y'all, thanks so much for hanging out. Make sure to follow SYNTELL with the Intel. You can hit him with any more information if you'd like on his YouTube channel, youtube.com/SYNTELL, and leave a comment on his channel. Let him know Jaby sent you. And also follow him on Instagram @SYNTELL. Subscribe if you haven't already. Hit that bell icon, all notifications, and please vote this up to let YouTube know you're enjoying what you're watching. I'm Jaby KOAY. This is...
It's your boy.
Peace out.